So here we have one of the Nauru lionesses, and there's a big buffalo bull. Here he comes here. So a very good morning to all the viewers and subscribers. It's a very misty, cold morning, as you can see behind me. We are around Ncila this morning. We're going to try and follow up on the Wanga male leopard from the last virtual safari episode, just to get an idea of how he's doing, if he's recovered, or if he's still not in a very good state. But our plan for this virtual safari will obviously try and be to catch up with the Inburi pride, and we also haven't seen the Nauru pride for a while. There is a report that they are around in the southern areas of the reserve, more towards Main Dam, so central south of us, and we are going to follow up this afternoon or this morning and just see what's out there. So I hope you all enjoy this one. Okay, so very exciting news this morning on the virtual safari. It was a quiet start. Now we've just gotten a report down in the central part of the reserve, close to the eastern part. There is a big herd of buffalo, and the Nauru pride are close to them. So this could either go one of two ways. It could become a stalemate, or the lion pride could easily try and jump one of these buffalo. This is going to be exciting, hopefully. So here we have one of the Nauru lionesses, and there's a big buffalo bull. Here he comes here. It's very difficult to see with all the mist. Wow, so that was pretty intense. So as you would have seen, the Nharus were trying to go for some of the buffalo, and the buffalo came back and were going backwards and forwards, not letting the Nharus get in. But you can always see how it always shifts. The lions have the upper hand and they move in, and then the buffalo run off, and then the lions show a bit of weakness and retreat, and the buffalo come back in. Really incredible to witness. This is probably one of my favorite sightings that you can possibly see out here, is the interaction between lions and buffalo. So after all that excitement, this is now the picture. We have lazy lions. What's really good about this is that it looks like majority of the Nauru pride, and also the red road male is here with them. It's funny, I didn't see red road interacting with the buffalo. He might have only come in a bit later, and he's been lying here in the long grass just watching. But what is also really good news is that the buffalo herd is not far from the lions. They are still probably within, I'd say, 200 to 300 meters. So anything can happen in the day, but I think more so something will happen probably tonight, which will be really exciting. So this afternoon I think we'll come back and we'll hang around in the area and see what transpires. But for now we're going to leave the Nauru pride as they sleep probably for majority of the day. So this afternoon we've come out again, and we've come back to the same area that we left the buffalo herd this morning, as well as the Nauru pride. And now the sun has just started to set, and this huge herd of buffalo are just here on the ridge. We're going to move a bit closer and see if the Nauru pride have got up and moved into the sighting, and maybe we're going to try again to go for these buffalo. So this morning we come out again to try and relocate the Nauru pride from last night after they were following that buffalo herd. Unfortunately, more stuff did happen, but we just couldn't film it because it was very tough conditions. It was very thick and the light was fading after we had the big herd of buffalo on the ridge. But we didn't miss too much. It was just very much stalemate in the end again. Lions went in and tried to go for the buffalo herd, but no luck. And now we've got, looks like 7 members of the Nauru pride lying here close to this pan. So I see there is a few individuals here. We're going to see who they are. I don't think Silver Eye's with them, and I don't see Red Road. So we're obviously missing quite a few members, but they might have just been split up from hunting the buffalo last night. So we just had such a beautiful serenade from the Nauru pride. We heard lions in the distance. I think it was the Red Road male and possibly one of the other Nauru lionesses. And the rest of them here all just heard and lifted their heads and started to roar. And that was very, very special. In terms of the sighting, it has been quite good. I was just a bit annoyed and upset, of course, that we didn't get any more action of them chasing the buffalo. I'm sure a lot did happen last night, but obviously with us not being out, we wouldn't have known. But they have ended up quite far from where we found them last night, following the buffalo, where we left them trailing them, and now they are being flat cats here by this waterhole. So I think we'll spend a bit more time with them and then we'll move on and see what else we can find this morning. We've been greeted with this impala kill in a marula tree just off the road here. So obviously we know that a leopard's made this kill. I'm not sure which leopard it is. I think there has been reports that they've seen a female in the area. It could possibly be the Tamboti female. So we're just looking around now to see if we can get a visual and confirm who it is. It doesn't look like there's any sign of that female leopard. So that was unfortunately one that we missed out on. But good news is hopefully she's going to appear more. We saw her the other day on the virtual safari, the Tamboti female. So this is good news, and hopefully she makes more appearances. So what a great way to catch up with Ncila this afternoon. We've got him here all to ourselves. And wow, has this male lion made such a comeback. So there's a perfect indication for you just how much that snare wound has healed. Obviously still not 100%, but I'd say 98-99%, which is really fantastic news for Ncila. Wow, so that was a really great sighting of Ncila. He was right here next to us, and really good just to show you the indication of how he was snared on his mouth around the side, and how when he yawns it just shows you how much it's healed. And it's really good to see that. It's a good feeling. I remember when I first started here in January of 2023, he would still yawn with quite a lot of discomfort, and you could see a lot of red exposed on both sides. Now it's very little red, and looks like he's yawning a lot better, and doesn't look like there's much pain or discomfort now. So here we go, here's the reason why all the zebras took off very quickly. We've got one lioness here from the Inburi pride. We've got Lambile now on the road here. We've got the young open male in front of me, a slightly older lioness from the Inburi pride, and Mike has got the rest of the Inburi pride that were running all of a sudden, and there's lots of low contact calling. There almost seems to be quite a bit of confusion going on in the pride this morning. So once again, it's really good to see how well the young open male is doing. And he's still in very good condition. His mane is starting to grow out longer, which is obviously really good for us to see, but at a little bit of a detriment to him, because as young males' manes grow out and become thicker and larger, it's a clear sign to the dominant males of the pride that it's time for them to move on. But things aren't always as they seem. Male lions don't always get kicked out of the pride. Sometimes if there is a bit of pressure from surrounding males, male lions in the pride will potentially keep the young males as a force. So it could happen that he does stay in the pride. Here comes Lambile now. But it could also happen that he gets kicked out. It's more likely that he will get pushed away. But like I said, you can never be 100% sure until it actually happens. So here comes Ncila now, back of the pack. But something that was very interesting about his behavior was that he was doing a phlegm and grimace now, which is obviously testing to see if the other females have come into heat or estrus. So something also that really fascinates me in the Inburi pride is how Lambile, being such a skinny, weak lion, has just chased Ncila. And Ncila was very submissive. Now you'll see in the picture now, Ncila will come back. Ncila was in front of Lambile. And now it's very similar to a few episodes ago when Ncila was behind Mandevu and kept stopping every time he looked back. And it just shows you how no matter how strong you are in the pride, there's always a different dynamic and hierarchy. And obviously that comes from when Ncila lost his ranking due to the snare injury. So this is really amazing. So the Inburi pride have just come into the boom gate. They are now officially inside the Ncila property. They're here by the sign and by the boom gate. Some of the youngsters are very fascinated with how the boom gate just closed behind me. And you can hear there's a squirrel in the back that's really not happy. So that brings this virtual safari to the end. With most of the Inburi pride behind me, I'm still not 100% sure where everyone is. Not all the lions are accounted for here. It just seems to be 3 of the large females, 3 of the youngsters, 2 open subadults, Lambile and Ncila. So obviously we're still missing 3 lionesses, and of course Mandevu's out on patrol. But what an ending to this virtual safari. We've got all of them, pretty much all of them, and they gave us such a good show this morning, walking through the block, greeting each other, and now they're right here at Nswala's boom gate. And the unhappy squirrel is still going in the background. But I hope you all enjoyed that virtual safari. It was a very action-packed one. We had that leopard kill. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see the leopard, but we did have the Nharus interacting with the buffalo, or the buffalo herd. And then we had the Nharus roaring in beautiful golden light yesterday morning. And then we had a good update on Ncila last night. And then, of course, the rest of the Imburis this morning. Hope you all enjoyed that. And we'll see you on the next virtual safari episode.